Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Erik Ten Hag confirms Donny van de Beek will get a chance to impress. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag spoke to the media ahead of the game against West Ham on Sunday. Ten Hag was questioned on a number of issues, including player returns, his plans for the game on Sunday, and even the transfer window. The former Ajax coach was cross-examined on Donny van de Beek and what the Netherlands international could bring to the side. Ten Hag went on to say, "Yeah, he was long out, so I was happy to give him some minutes because you need to get in the right form, but he will have to work himself back. When you analyze the season so far, then if he was available, then he should get his chance because we need goals, and I know Donny is really good in the position to score goals." Something that will disappoint fans from the media briefing ahead of Sunday's game is that Antony Martial, as per Ten Hag, suffered another injury setback and is in a race against time to play for the club before the World Cup. This led to the 52-year-old being asked whether he would look to the January transfer window for a solution in the striker position. On this, he remarked that it was not the time to talk about acquisitions and that he was satisfied with his options. On what Ronaldo can offer going ahead with regard to goals, Ten Hag said that it was up to the 37-year-old to determine just how many he wants to put in the back of the net. He backed the striker to kick on after he bagged a goal against Sheriff. Ten Hag was quizzed on whether the number 7 has a fight on his hands to get back into the team. To this, the Dutch boss replied, "Yeah, Ronaldo must force himself into the team. I know that some see it like this, but I don't have a Europe team and I don't have a Premier League team. It's about I look to the opponent and see what we need against that opponent." He refused to be dragged into whether Ronaldo would start against David Moyes' team, but assured fans he had a plan A, B and C for almost every scenario. Ten Hag said that Ronaldo can play with Marcus Rashford and that both players can thrive off each other. Manchester United star Antony hits back at critics. Manchester United star Antony has hit back at his critics after coming under fire for his unnecessary showboating against FC Sheriff on Thursday. The particular incident became the talking point of Manchester United's 3-0 win over their Europa League opponent. The Brazilian arrogantly performed 2 consecutive 360 spins before putting the ball out of play with a heavy pass. He came under criticism from a number of pundits, including Paul Scholes, Owen Hargreaves and Robbie Savage. Scholes went as far as labeling him as a clown for his showboating. He said, "I like to see skill, but I just don't think that is a skill or entertainment. That is just being a clown, isn't it?" Meanwhile, former Premier League manager Ian Holloway called him out for being disrespectful and silly. He told Sky Sports via Metro, "Was it relevant? Was it needed? He will be getting a flea in his ear." To the other player, "It's disrespectful. I don't even know what he's thinking. Unnecessary nonsense. Practice that off the pitch, on the training ground, but when you go out there, you have got to be realistic." He gave the ball away 2 seconds later, kicked it straight out, so come on, he's had a great start. I don't know him, obviously. His manager does know him, and he won't put up with that, and neither will the other players. It's disrespectful and it's silly. Grow up a bit. Antony has now finally responded to his critics with a post on social media. He posted a video of the incident on his Instagram story. He stated that he does not think much about what other people think about it, since it's an important part of his game and mindset. He said, "I don't care what other people think about it, no matter what people say. I remain focused. Even Jesus, who was perfect, couldn't please everybody, so who I am to please everybody. Some people love my tricks, some people don't like them. I find them functional and I do them because I want to show my opponent that I am the boss, and very often it leads to an assist or goal." Manchester United to reward Alejandro Garnacho with a huge deal to pledge future to the club. Manchester United are set to reward teenage sensation Alejandro Garnacho with a bumper new contract. After the Argentinian dazzled at Old Trafford, it appears the club are already planning to tie Garnacho to a long-term deal, and as revealed by Fabrizio Romano on Twitter, the Reds have been preparing a contract extension for the 18-year-old for some time. United boss Erik Ten Hag finally gave the young attacker his first start as the Reds faced Sheriff Tiraspol in the Europa League on Thursday. Despite being called up to the Argentina national team already, Garnacho had been limited to just 5 substitute appearances so far for United, but the Dutchman decided to give him a real baptism on fire in Thursday Group E match in front of Packet Old Trafford, and the exciting South American certainly didn't disappoint his manager or the fans with a sensational full debut which saw him put in a man of the match performance. Garnacho played alongside his hero Cristiano Ronaldo, and with his direct play, coupled with his skill and sizzling pace, the former Atletico Madrid youth didn't look at all fazed by the occasion. So it comes as a little surprise that the club are reportedly ready to offer the youngster a huge new 5-year deal to ensure that their bright talent isn't lured away. According to Romano, the club have been working on an agreement with talks ongoing for a month, and the lightning-fast-wide man has long been building up to this moment too, earning plaudits and attention since arriving at the club 2 years ago. Fans have witnessed some sensational displays for United's youth team, culminating in a wonderful performance in last season's FA Youth Cup final, scoring twice as he helped his side to success. The club see Garnacho, as well as some of his fellow youth players, as a huge part of the club's future, and Ten Hag will surely have no choice but to give the emerging Argentine more chances to prove himself on the biggest stage. Diogo Dalot discusses his contract situation at Manchester United. In an interview with Sky Sports yesterday, Manchester United defender Diogo Dalot has said that it's not the right time to speak about his future at the club. The Portuguese has been an undisputed starter from the right-back position for United this season, but the club have yet to begin talks over a new contract. Dalot's current deal expires at the end of the current campaign, but the Red Devils have the option to extend his stay for another 12 months through a clause. Speaking to Sky Sports, the 23-year-old has now said that contract discussions should not be prioritized for the time being with the World Cup on the horizon. However, he added that he is very happy helping the club and loves to play for them. He said, I just think this is not worth thinking about too much at this time. We are in the process of where we think we have to improve our game as a team and focus on the club. Individuals will have to come secondary at this time, and there is also a World Cup coming. I don't think that it's the time to think about this new contract. I'm just happy that I am helping this club. I love to play for this club, and I think that I show that every single time I step onto Old Trafford and every time I wear this badge. This is the most important thing for me. Dalo has been one of the best performers for the Red Devils this campaign. He has been gaining in confidence after becoming an undisputed starter under manager Erik Ten Hag. Judging by Dalo's comments, contract talks are unlikely to commence until the conclusion of the World Cup. Ten Hag seems to be sharing a similar stance. The Dutchman has apparently urged the board to delay contract renewals until the mid-season break, such that he can analyze his players properly. Manchester United joined the race for Ajax general Edson Alvarez. According to Italian outlet Calciomercato, the 20-time English champions have joined an extensive list of elite clubs vying for the signature of Ajax Mexican midfield general Edson Alvarez. Ten Hag knows him well, having brought him to Ajax from Mexico in 2019. He is a solid defensive midfielder who can also play in the center of defense if needed. Chelsea were close to securing the Mexico international signature in the summer after lodging a €50 million bid in the last week of the transfer window. Ajax refused to sell despite the player going on strike to force through a move. The Blues need a defensively solid star within N'Golo Kante and Jorginho's contract ending next summer. Alvarez is a versatile player with the ability to play as both a defensive midfielder and centre half as we mentioned. However, Ajax would most likely once again ask for a substantial fee. From United's perspective, having another solid midfield general is not too bad an idea, but ideally, a player more creative-minded would make sense, hence the pursuits of De Jong and Bellingham. Manchester United remain interested in move for star striker Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United have recovered from their early season blip and as of now are showing signs of fulfilling their pre-season ambitions. It was imperative that the Red Devils finish it in the top 4 so as to play in the Champions League next season. United are currently 6th but only 3 points behind third place Tottenham Hotspur with a game in hand. In the Europa League, Erik ten Hag's side are through to the next round but will be eyeing top spot ahead of the last match of the group against current leaders Real Sociedad. The players finally seem to be adapting to the Dutchman's style of play, and ever since the Manchester derby mauling, the Reds have pretty much dominated in all games. They have taken the most shots while hogging the majority of the possession in all games, but the only score point is the lack of ruthlessness in front of goal. In the last 5 games, the 20-time English champions have had a total of 113 shots but only managed 7 goals. United's forward have failed to shine as expected so far this season. In the summer, United were linked with a host of forward players including teenage sensation Benjamin Sesko. In the end, however, the Slovenian ended up reaching a pre-agreement with the German side RB Leipzig to join them next summer. Journalist Philip Brown has added that due to the interest being shown in the 19-year-old by multiple European heavyweights, he might be on the move before even kicking a ball for his new club. Manchester United are still very interested in signing RB Salzburg striker Benjamin Sesko. Philip Brown said, "A January move is unlikely, but not impossible. This summer is much more likely. Sesko might not kick a ball for RB Leipzig due to the amount of interest in him." Recently, Sesko's agent was spotted with the Chelsea co-owner Todd Bowley reigniting talks of a Chelsea move. It remains to be seen where the current RB Salzburg star ends up going. For United's sake, they will be hoping to be there when the player does decide where to move. And for that, Ten Hag needs to ensure Champions League qualification at the least. Cody Gakpo being monitored by European heavyweights, Manchester United remain frontrunners. During the summer transfer window, there was an expectation that Manchester United would spend big under new manager Erik ten Hag in a bid to return to the Champions League as soon as possible. The Red Devils were linked with so many players during the summer that at one point it became difficult to keep count of the names. Some were realistic targets, while others were just plain wishful thinking. Among the players who were close to realizing their dream of playing at Old Trafford was Cody Gakpo. The forward was linked with a £38 million deal for the Dutch international. Because United ended up paying over the odds for Antony's move from Ajax, Gakpo's deal failed to materialize. However, the 23-year-old has not let that deter him from making an even bigger impact this season. Last term, the PSV winger had registered 21 goals and 15 assists in 47 games across all competitions last season. In just 20 games so far this season, the 23-year-old already has 13 goals to his name, along with a further 14 assists in all competitions, numbers even Erling Haaland would be proud of. His clinical nature in front of goal is exactly what United are crying out for at the moment. Gakpo's exploits this season have attracted interest from European heavyweights like Real Madrid and Arsenal. Earlier, there were talks between the players Entourage and Leeds United and Southampton, but as transfer guru Fabrizio Romano pointed out, Gakpo is set for a much bigger move. Speaking on his Here We Go podcast, he said, "Now, what's the situation? Leeds are still hoping for Cody Gakpo. Southampton have been there for a long time, but from what I am told now, the status of Cody Gakpo has completely changed. So I think it's going to be really difficult for Leeds and Southampton to go for Cody Gakpo. And now there are top clubs following him, not just in the Premier League." Arsenal were also monitoring Gakpo's situation, but as per Give Me Sport, the Red Devils are more likely to land the PSV forward, with Gakpo certain to push for an exit next year following his incredible start to the season. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.